Yo, what's going on, guys? How's your all mornings or afternoons going? Super hyped for this launch. Super hyped. Honestly, this is going to be the decider between if I buy a RTX 3070, because that's the kind of price range we're looking at right now. Is that $500 price range? So if AMD can offer something that kind of knocks the RTX 3070 off the shelf, then I might be going AMD this year. Might be going AMD. It also kind of depends on what kind of feature set they're offering, but we'll see. Man, there's 45,000 people watching this premiere. Holy crap, dude. It's not even started yet. Still got 30 minutes. I got 46,000 people watching. It's crazy. Guess everybody else is as excited about AMD as the rest of us. I honestly wonder what their top end that they're gonna release today, because a lot of people have been talking about that it's just gonna be the 6800 XT. But I honestly think that if they want to kind of compete with them, they might release the 6900 XT. If I were AMD, or if I were the head of AMD, that's what my decision would be. But I'm sure that they would have their reasons to do what they're gonna do, as every company does. I'm also kind of wondering what these partner cards are going to look like. If they're going to be the same thing from Nvidia that we've been seeing, or if it's going to be something completely different just because it's AMD based. I'm excited to see what Power Color comes out with, because their Red Devil stuff was really cool. That for the RDNA launch, the Power Color Red Devil was really cool. So I'd like to see what those partner cards are going to look like. We got a bunch of fanboys down here in the chat. Yo, this is going fast. This is slow mode, Joe. Almost 50k people watching. Wow. I wonder how many were watching for the Nvidia reveal. I think it was close to like 70k, so let's see if AMD can pop Nvidia off. Still got 25 minutes. Dude, honestly, I don't think that there's been a person who's been as influential in the tech industry as Lisa Su. I think that she solely has changed the course of what we've been seeing in tech, just in general. I mean, I don't think we would have been off of 8 cores on the high end unless she came around and threw us those 16 and 12 core CPUs. Hopefully they can do the same thing with GPUs. Give Nvidia something to sweat about. Good to see we got Russians in here. Yeah, I'm really hoping that they're if they don't drop the ball on this one. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. GPUs, yes, GPUs, flaws. New GPUs. Hoping that they're going to be pretty decently priced against what Nvidia's got out right now. What do you think of AMD pricing for the next gen CPUs? I think it's fine for the performance that you're getting. I mean, it's kind of something that I think a lot of people expected for them to raise their prices because Nvidia doesn't, I mean, sorry, not Nvidia, Intel doesn't have anything to really combat them on any price point. So in terms of just like a business perspective, it doesn't make any sense for AMD to constantly keep undercutting Intel. So I think the $50 premium, or not premium, but just increase over the last gen, I think is going to be worth it for people who want the really top end of gaming. But I think if you're looking for the best value, I think the best move for people to go to is just getting the old the 3000 series Ryzen chips. Because once the new series comes out, we're going to be seeing a pretty decent price decrease like we've seen with all of the Zen launches. So that's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to get a Ryzen 7 3700X for my next upgrade on my system. Once the next gen CPUs come out, so that, you know, I can actually get some pretty good performance for video editing and stuff like that, because that's really what I'm looking to edge my systems towards. Because once I start doing like IRL content and like shooting my own videos, it's gonna be pretty hard for me to edit on the current system that I have. Because 4K 60 FPS footage is not the easiest thing to scrub through on a 1060 and a R5 1600, so it's yeah, it's kind of a necessity to have something like that. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what AMD is going to be giving us today. Just hoping that the price is really competitive, along with the performance. I mean, we all know that the performance is going to be competitive from their AMD like release keynote. So like when they came out with their CPUs, they showed like a little bit of what the GPUs are going to be offering us. So it was pretty much competing with the RTX 3080. So if they can get a card like that and make it for $50 less than the RTX 3080, I think that they're going to have this generation in the bag. Or unless Nvidia comes out with TI variants or just drops the prices of their current cards. So that's how I think it's going to go. Man, YouTube is not having a fun day today. I hate YouTube live streaming. The analytics bar has never been helpful. Always bugs out for me for some reason. Oh, 20 more minutes. Alright. Oh, and thank you, by the way, guys, for liking the video. Thank you very much. Or the live stream, rather. Let's see if any partner cards are out yet for the RTX 30 series here. I'm gonna pull this up on a different tab actually, and we'll take a look at it. So, I'll actually mute my mic because that's probably really annoying. Alright, so this is what we're looking at right now for the RTX 3070s. I'm honestly thinking about probably going to get the Eagle if I get a 3070. But we're definitely going to have to see what AMD is going to be coming out with. What time does the reveal go live? It goes live at 12 o'clock for me, but in 18 minutes for relative time. Yeah. So I think these are supposed to be coming out actually tomorrow. So yeah, 29, it's 28th today. So all these GPUs should be going live tomorrow. And I'm assuming that AMD is probably going to be launching their stuff probably like mid-November. Because I think their CPUs are actually supposed to come out here in a little bit. Which should be pretty cool to take a look at and see what kind of performance we're going to be getting with those. Especially in gaming. I mean, they kind of showed us what we're going to be getting, but I'd really like to see what other independent reviewers' benchmarks are going to be with those cards, or CPUs. So wait, is Best Buy now the only people in America that sell the RTX 3070s, Founders Editions? All right, let me search that up real quick. Okay, so apparently it says here that Micro Center also sells them. That's nice. Because I live by a Micro Center, so. Yeah, they stopped selling FEs just because for a company that's as involved with AI as Nvidia, they couldn't make some sort of bot protection system for their sites, which I think is the biggest flop that a company's had in recent history. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they just stopped selling them for themselves. But I guess Micro Center and Best Buy are selling the Founders Editions in their own stores. So if you guys got one of those close to you, should be fine. I think most people have Best Buys near them. It's kind of weird the shift that Best Buy's been having, because usually they were just like media stuff, like they didn't really have like computer parts that you could buy. It was mostly just like pre-built systems and like TVs and stuff. But now they're kind of shifting a little bit more towards like a Micro Center, which is kind of cool to see. Because for people who don't have Micro Centers, it really sucks. And if Best Buy can kind of fill that gap for them, a lot more people are going to have more access to the computer parts that they're going to want. Yeah, but honestly, I think the Eagle looks so dope. And the really other cool thing about having the RTX 3070 Eagle is that it's strictly a 2-slot design. So you're not going to have that extra girth from it down here. So if you have like a PCIe bracket down there, which I do in my system, it's like, it's going to be so much nicer. But again, we're going to have to wait to see what AMD's got to see if I change my decision. Because right now, this is going to be what I'm going for this year. Yeah, Anonymous, it is going to be happening at 12 p.m. Here in what? Got 15 minutes? Yeah, 15 minutes. Or 14 minutes from AMD. Man, chat's going crazy. Alright, so we got 61,000 people watching. I think Nvidia hit somewhere around the 70s. I'm gonna actually see if AMD's streaming on Twitch. Let's see if they've got a channel up right now. Not currently. They're not streaming on Twitch. Yeah, this is slow mode. That's crazy. Let's see what these other cards look like. So this one's $70 above MSRP. Definitely a lot more gigabyte cards out here. Basically, looks like the same thing as the Eagle. Just maybe higher clocks and yeah, thicker heatsink. That's it. So if I'm gonna be getting anything, it's probably gonna be the Eagle, but we'll see what AMD's got. $12 minutes, just a little bit longer. I think we'll probably start getting a countdown here at 10. Or at least hopefully we'll get a countdown. Alright, just a little bit longer. Feels like the last 10 minutes feels like it takes forever. But for those of you who might be concerned about this, yes, I will shut up when the thing comes off. All the things will just go to display, and I'm not going to talk. I'll turn off music too. And then afterwards, if you guys want to stick around and chat, you can do that.
Here we go.
Okay, so the show should be 25 minutes. I guess Radeon RX just tweeted it, so should be a fairly lengthy show. Huh. Guess they got a lot of stuff to talk about. Do you think there will be a TI version of the 3070? So from what we've been seeing from the leaks, it kind of just looks like they're just gonna have different versions with like more RAM, but that's about it. Honestly, I don't think that they can go any higher with the actual chip on the 3070 without it being basically a 3080. So for those of you who don't know, the 3070 is the same chip that the 3080 is, except it's just cut down. So that's it. So if they allowed more cores in it and stuff like that, I don't think it'd be a whole lot different. Now, I just do think they're probably just gonna have more memory, because right now, from what I've seen with the 3070 benchmarks, is that it's RAM limited compared to like the 2080 Ti, which is what a lot of people are comparing it to. So like it's getting pretty decent frame rates, but its lows are a lot lower than what the 2080 Ti is. So yeah, I think that they're probably just going to come out with a variant with more RAM, maybe not necessarily a Ti. And then if they don't, they can always just cut prices. I mean, that's something that both companies pretty much have a good amount of wiggle room for. I think AMD's probably got about a $50 wiggle room kind of allotment for their cards to remain competitive. And then probably the same thing with Nvidia. And then what's going on, Avion FC? You got 9 minutes and a 25-minute show. So hopefully we see some good stuff here. Got a question for you guys in chat though. What time is it for you guys? Is it late at night? Because right now for me, I'm actually working on the same time that I think AMD's presenting on. So I'm on the East Coast of the United States. So right now it's like in the middle of the day for me. So it's like 12 o'clock as this is showing up on. I know I was looking at some people who I was kind of just chatting in the chat for this stream last night with some other people who were just kind of hanging out. All these guys are like it's like at 12 o'clock at night, man. Kind of suck. It's 10:51 a.m. for you, so that's not bad. 8:51 is a little bit early. But yeah, I think that that these companies kind of doing it based off of Eastern Standard Time, because I feel like that's kind of like the middle of the world. So like if you're on the West Coast of the United States, like you can still figure out like some time frame to get it in, and then I guess if you're like across the Atlantic Ocean, I mean it's gonna be a good bit later, but it's still gonna be able to be like watched, you know. So it's 10:52 for you. Got it. So you and Avion are probably in the same time zone. 7 minutes. Close. With 79,000 people watching, dude. It's getting close to the Nvidia Ampere Reveal. Getting stupid close. I might even beat it. I feel like more people are excited for this release just because of how much of a blunder the Ampere Reveal was. I think a lot of people are excited for this. I'm excited. Oh yeah, I just saw something in the chat. The drivers though, the drivers do have to be good. If the drivers are garbage like they were when the first RDNA thing came out, RDNA 1 came out, this is not going to be a good launch. People are going to just skip over it. I've been looking at monitors. What would you recommend? So the monitor that I have is a AOC one. It's a 24-inch 1080p IPS. It's like 100. It's curved. It's pretty nice. I got mine at Micro Center. I think I got it for like $180. So it's a pretty nice gaming monitor. I like it a lot. Especially, it's really nice for those like high refresh rate games that you need. So like games like CS:GO. I don't really play League of Legends, but CS:GO it's really helpful for. I play a lot of CS:GO, so it's a lot different. Trust me. So like if you go from 60 hertz to 100, anything above 100 hertz, dude, it's like it's kind of weird to get used to because you're seeing everything kind of different for the first time. But yeah, you can't really go back. That's kind of the bad thing. Is once you start playing with high refresh rates, it's hard to go back and play like games at like 30 FPS. It's like, oh, this is so bad. So yeah, I have a Micro Center near my area. Yeah, dude, Micro Center is one of my favorite places to go. I buy most of my stuff there. Basically, I buy all my stuff there because it doesn't really make sense to buy stuff off Amazon if you have like a Micro Center near you. Because like if something comes wrong, like if something comes broken from Amazon, you don't really have like the time period that Micro Center is going to give you. Like you've got 30 days to return it back to Micro Center, and it's the day of. Like whereas Amazon, you're going to break something or something's going to come back in shipping, and you're not going to get the replacement part for like another 2 weeks. It kind of sucks. So for anybody who doesn't have a Micro Center near them, oh, I feel bad for you, man. Such a nice place, and all their stuff is extremely good value. Like their pre-builds, I've considered getting their pre-builds just because how good value they are compared to just other stuff that's in the like building your own PC is kind of close to the same value as what their pre-builds are. Yeah, their obelisk. I think I saw that one. It was like $600, $700, I think, around there. Because they probably just weren't selling, yeah, for about $750, yeah. So they definitely discounted it more because they're just not selling them. I mean, if I were you, Avion, I probably wouldn't buy it because there's a reason why people aren't buying it along with you. But again, you know, if it's something that you really would like, then I'd go for it. The reason why I say not is probably because the power supply is not great. Upgradability on that form factor of motherboard isn't great as well. So yeah. Yo, what's going on, Visify? You're 5 hours away from a Micro Center? Oh, dude, that's rough. I mean, I don't know how close you have to be to them to have it shipped, because I know they do shipping. But I think you have to be fairly close. So yeah, but Avion, dude, I might go with so Avion, if you're looking for one that I would recommend, I've actually got a video up on the channel. I think it's labeled the best gaming PCs no one can buy, and it's basically just like a review, or just like a look at of Micro Center's in-house brands. So their Power Spec brand is such a good brand for what it's offering. So, you know, maybe during the stream or after the stream or something like that, if you want to go check out that video, it's definitely going to go take a look at. If you just want to look at like those PCs to a PC part picker list and how much it costs like to build your own versus how much it costs to buy one of theirs. So I've got that video for you. And if you're looking for that price range, Micro Center, I think, has got one for like $800. That's a pretty good system that I would definitely recommend. And we got 2 minutes, just a couple minutes away. And then again, guys, I'm gonna shut up once the thing starts. I'm not gonna have all this scrolling text and stuff up here. So you guys basically are just gonna have the normal watch experience. And then if you guys want to talk afterwards, I'll still be here for a good while, so we can chat about the release, talk about pricing, and buying decisions afterwards. So yeah. Yeah, the channel's been growing. I mean, not like crazy, but yeah, we've been growing, we've been grinding. It's kind of hard right now to put out content just because I'm in school and stuff like that. So yeah. But holy crap, they beat Nvidia. They got 1,100 viewers. Holy crap! Oh, let me scroll down so you guys can see that. Yeah, we've got 1,100 viewers. That's insane. So yeah, I guess the turnout. I guess a lot more people are amped about RDNA 2 than Ampere. Yeah, so $800. One of the systems on that Micro Center site was $800. But if $800 is your strict budget, you can definitely go with that HP one. I mean, it shouldn't be terrible. Just in terms of upgrading, it's not going to be the best. But again, it's whatever you want, man. Whatever decision you make should be fine. And then we got 60 seconds. 60 seconds, guys. Yeah. So 124,000 people watching this reveal. Holy crap. And guys, this doesn't even include all the people who are watching on streams like mine. So there's like other tech tubers that are out here doing streams like this. Dude, so many people are watching this. It's absolutely nuts. And we'll leave a little like here. Alright. Oh, AMD's late. Come on. My budget was 600. I bought the Rogue and then updated the Rogue, the updated one. Got it. You liking it? Yeah, if you're enjoying it, man. It's a pretty decent PC. Still is. Well, that's good to hear. Alright, looks like we're starting up here. So I'm going to go shut off all this music and crap, and we'll just be, oh, we got a minute left. Never mind. We'll turn off this music. But yeah. So when we get down to the finish countdown, yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably going from integrated graphics on an Intel CPU, it's probably a lot better going to a, I think it's got like, what, a 1060 3 gig card, right? And you got 144, yeah. 1060 is not a bad card, man. I like it. It's just, the reason why I'm upgrading isn't because I want more frames. It's mostly just because I need a video edit, so. How do you even get Wi-Fi on that? What are you talking about? The PC that we're talking about? No, it's with the updated RX 570. Okay, so yeah, it's still a great gaming card. I had a 570 as well. Yeah, RX 570 is good. The Rogue? You can get Wi-Fi. I think it's just an added in cost. But most people who play games, like competitive games, usually don't go for Wi-Fi. Mostly because it's better just to go with plugged in stuff. Alright, so we got 30 seconds left. It looks like I'm about on a 10-second delay, which isn't terrible. So for those of you who are wondering, yeah, I'm about on a 10-second delay with YouTube in this. So comes with the Ethernet. Yes, all computers come with Ethernet jacks on the back of the motherboard. Alright, so I'm going to be shutting up here, and we'll be watching this together. We'll talk about it after. See you guys at the end.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this second half of our next-gen PC platform launch. I loved seeing all of your excitement when we introduced the Ryzen 5000 series a few weeks ago. It was actually the most watched launch video in AMD history. And I must say, we're very proud of what Zen 3 brings to gamers. But today is all about Big Navi. I'm really excited to show you the new RDNA 2 architecture and our full stack of Radeon RX 6000 series products. As you know, we brought the first generation of RDNA architecture to market in 2019 with the Radeon RX 5700 XT. And with the combined launch of the 5700 XT and the Ryzen 3000 series, AMD became the first company to introduce a high-performance CPU and GPU together. And we delivered a winning combination of computing and gaming performance, including CPU and GPU of the year in 2019 from PC Gamer. Now, 2020 is really the year of the gamer. I know many of you can't wait to get your hands on the next-gen consoles. Whether it's the Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S or the Sony PlayStation 5, we are so proud that AMD is enabling these incredible gaming experiences, which is why we like to say that AMD is where gaming begins. Now, earlier this month, I showed you our new AMD Ryzen 5000 series, the world's best gaming processor. Our next-gen Ryzen processor combines absolute performance leadership in single-threaded performance, gaming, and creative workloads with leadership performance per watt. And for millions of you, it's a drop-in upgrade to your existing AM4 motherboard. Now, as successful as we've been with Ryzen, many of you have asked us to compete at the highest end of gaming GPUs as well. And today, we're ready to show you exactly what we've been working on. I'm so excited to show you the Radeon RX 6000 series. It's absolutely the most powerful gaming GPU we've ever built. I think you'll be pretty pleased with what you see. I often talk about the fact that we're on a journey, and we are on a journey. Just like with our Zen CPU architecture, we're on a multi-year journey in GPUs with our RDNA architecture. We designed RDNA specifically for gaming, and our first-gen RDNA products delivered 50% better performance per watt over our GCN architecture. We wanted to take another big step with RDNA 2 and deliver another 50% generational improvement in perf per watt. And with RDNA 2, we also set the very ambitious goal to deliver leadership gaming performance. And now I'm very happy to show you for the first time, Big Navi. This is the chip at the heart of our high-end Radeon RX 6000 series. 26.8 billion transistors built with leading-edge 7nm process technology. Big Navi is our first product powered by RDNA 2. We have made incredible progress on the architectural front. And now let me turn it over to AMD fellow Laura Smith to give you more details on the architecture.
Thank you, Lisa. Our graphics architecture roadmap has a clear goal: gaming leadership across the ecosystem. The GCN was a great architecture, but we knew we needed to rethink graphics and build the best engine for the future. We wanted to build a set of technologies that game developers could use across all platforms. The first major step was RDNA, introduced last year. RDNA was a new architecture and used a 7nm process node, which helped us with the large initial gains. We committed to you that our engineers had plans in the works for RDNA 2, and we would be back quickly with another significant improvement. By combining our expertise in CPU design, deep gaming history, and broad ecosystem partnerships, RDNA 2 is built to be the gaming architecture for all gamers across console, PC, and beyond. We had some very ambitious goals with RDNA 2. Significantly higher performance, 50% improvement in performance per watt, and new hardware features. Individually, each of these goals is challenging. When combined, they become extremely difficult because as you push performance, a natural side effect is more power. New features also mean more computation, further challenging both speed and power metrics. For RDNA 2, we made significant gains in all these areas. The compute unit is the core of the architecture. We advanced all aspects of the compute unit design, leveraging techniques first developed in CPUs. We deployed pervasive fine-grained clock gating, reimagined the pipeline to aggressively maximize performance while minimizing data movement. In combination, these elements made the compute units 30% more energy efficient, allowing them to be pushed faster. Gaming at 4K requires more data to be brought into the chip. The amount of data more than doubles as we move from 1440p to 4K. The more efficient the memory subsystem is, the higher fidelity the images are, and the more you can push the frame rates. We took a new approach to solving this technical challenge for gaming and deployed a graphics-optimized, high-density, high-speed cache based on the Zen L3 cache. We call this the Infinity Cache. The Infinity Cache minimizes DRAM bottlenecks, latencies, and power consumption. Our specialized Infinity Cache, combined with a 256-bit G6 interface, delivers more than twice the effective bandwidth of a traditional 384-bit G6 solution and at lower power consumption. High frequency is important for gaming performance. RDNA 2 is built with custom libraries and high-speed design flows, maximizing frequency in 7nm. With RDNA 2, our silicon design and architectural improvements, we are able to deliver 30% faster frequencies in the same 7nm process node. Pulling all this together, the RDNA 2 architecture beats our aggressive performance per watt goal, achieving 54%. With RDNA 2, we also focused on bringing new hardware features into the architecture. We partnered closely with Microsoft on DirectX 12 Ultimate features, including DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, mesh shaders, and sampler feedback. RDNA 2 will also support Microsoft Direct Storage API. We're excited about this new API that will enhance the gaming experience by significantly reducing game asset load times from large SSDs. We compared the performance of RDNA 2 to our prior generation, and when we put it all together, on average, RDNA 2 delivers double the performance and with great power efficiency. We are so proud of what we've accomplished with RDNA 2, and we are not stopping. The team is executing to plan, RDNA 2 is here, and the RDNA 3 team is well into execution. Let me welcome Scott Herkelman to show RDNA 2 in our new RX 6000 series products.
Hello to all of the gamers tuning in, and welcome to our Radeon RX 6000 series product reveal. As a hardcore League of Legends and Borderlands 3 player and playing these games on our RX 6000 series over the past few weeks, I'm so excited and proud to be here with you today. Allow me to introduce you to our brand new AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT graphics card. The 6800 XT is purposefully designed to play all of your favorite AAA games at 4K and below resolutions, and at the highest quality settings available. It comes with 72 compute units and runs with a game clock of over 2 gigahertz. This card features a 2.25 gigahertz boost clock that pushes some of the highest frequencies we've ever achieved, all thanks to the incredible work done by our engineering team on the RDNA 2 architecture. The 6800 XT will also feature 128 megabytes of Infinity Cache that is power efficient while driving the bandwidth needed for high resolution gaming. Paired with 16 gigabytes of blazing fast GDDR6 memory, you'll be ready for the most demanding high resolution games that you want to play. And we've delivered all of this incredible performance with a total board power of just 300 watts. As you can see, the 6800 XT not only delivers on 4K 60 frames per second, but in most cases, it overperforms. We've been maxing out all the settings in games like Battlefield 5, Borderlands 3, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and the performance has just been awesome to experience. Let's take a look at how the 6800 XT competes head-to-head against the latest offering from the competition. Here, we compare their best API scores to our best API scores, the best versus the best. And as you can see, the 6800 XT trades blows and has some significant wins across a variety of titles. And it does all of this at less power consumption than the competition. For the 1440p gamers out there, we have some great results for you too. Over the last several years, more and more gamers have adopted 1440p monitors as their display of choice. Here are the same games we showed you before, running the same best versus best API scenario at 1440p resolution. I personally love seeing so many games running at over 100 frames per second with all of the settings maxed out. This is just an incredible amount of performance. All in all, the 6800 XT is a fantastic choice for enthusiast gamers. We even have more performance we are delivering with two very cool features. The first is a one-click overclocking button we've built into our Radeon software package that we call Rage Mode. Now, Rage Mode automatically takes advantage of the overclocking headroom built into your GPU to give you every bit of performance it has to offer. And the second is made possible because of the fact that only AMD can deliver both high-performance processors and high-performance GPUs. We call this new feature AMD Smart Access Memory. AMD Smart Access Memory unlocks the greater amount of high-speed memory from the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards to the AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors, and it delivers additional levels of performance in games. Simply pair these components with our 500 series chipset motherboards, enable the setting in the BIOS, and the performance uplift becomes automatic. When you combine AMD Smart Access Memory with the one-click overclocking of Rage Mode, you'll get a boost in performance in many of the games you love. We're seeing up to a 13% performance increase, and that's before game developers begin to optimize for this new capability. Now, we know a lot of you absolutely love frames per second performance just like us. However, we can also improve the game experience by reducing latency. The differences of milliseconds of latency in a competitive game can be the difference between a major win and a major loss. Last year, we pushed the industry to recognize there was a better way to provide competitive gamers with less latency from mouse click to the screen, giving competitive gamers who own the RX 5000 series a serious leg up on their competition. Today, we are pushing the boundaries again and further reducing latency in competitive games for even better results. Combining the latest implementation of Radeon anti-lag with the FreeSync monitor can reduce lag in your DX9 and in your DX11 games. In Fortnite, for example, gamers can realize up to 8 milliseconds of latency reduction by simply enabling this feature in Radeon software. More recently, we introduced Radeon Boost, a unique feature that's a step beyond anti-lag. For select games, Radeon Boost offers dynamic resolution in response to your mouse or controller inputs, leading to higher frame rates and, as a result, quicker responses to your input. Both Radeon Anti-Lag and Radeon Boost can be enabled via the Radeon software that comes with your graphics cards, and neither of them require a proprietary API or a game integration to provide latency-reducing benefits. As you can see, the combination of these technologies can contribute up to 37% latency reduction in highly competitive games like Fortnite running at 4K. Now, performance is king, but let's talk for a minute about how we are improving the visual experience as well. With full hardware support for DX12 Ultimate, the Radeon RX 6000 series is ready to enable ray tracing and variable rate shading in upcoming titles. We've also expanded our library of Fidelity FX features to work hand in hand with ray tracing, compute, and shader effects to enable the higher level of visual fidelity while ensuring high frame rates. For DX12 Ultimate, we've added an optimized denoiser for ray tracing effects and a variable rate shading algorithm that can adapt image quality based upon luminance and motion. We've also added a suite of compute-based effects to be used alongside ray tracing, like optimized screen space reflections and an optimized ambient occlusion. We're always looking to help developers with new initiatives and are already working on a super resolution feature to give gamers an option for more performance when using ray tracing. As of today, our AMD Fidelity FX supported games list has grown to 35 titles using a variety of our features. So, let's take a look at some of these new features in an upcoming game with never before seen footage from Counterplay Studios and their fantastic game, Godfall. Godfall is a brand new third-person perspective, next-generation looter slasher that challenges gamers to engage in high-impact melee combat as they hunt for loot, equip legendary armor, and defeat vicious enemies. Leveraging the latest DirectX 12 Ultimate API, Godfall features DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, and supports Fidelity FX casts to deliver incredible levels of stunning fidelity. I personally can't wait to play this game, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, let's hear from a few more of our game developer partners about the work they've done with us on RDNA 2 and what you can expect in their games coming soon.
I'm here to talk about Far Cry 6 and some of the new technologies we've been collaborating with AMD on to make our game the most immersive and beautiful Far Cry ever. We've been working together to take full advantage of the new Radeon RX 6000 series and RDNA 2 architecture for best possible experience. We've been very impressed by AMD's latest tech and joined forces to bring Fidelity FX casts, DXR ray tracing, and variable rate shading to Far Cry 6.
We're using VRS Tier 2 to use a compute shader to generate a control texture which analyzes the luminance and gives us control at an 8x8 tile level as to what shader rate we're going to be using. This enables us to render much more quickly but keep the same quality level.
We're excited to team up with great partners like AMD to bring some new features to World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is built on a custom engine using the DirectX 12 Ultimate API. Another great feature on the RX 6000 is DXR ray tracing. Here you can see ray tracing evident in how the shadows are interacting with your character. What you're seeing involves incredibly complex computations on the RX 6000. This is a level of realism that hasn't been possible until recently.
The RDNA 2 architecture and the Radeon 6000 series allowed us to introduce some of the latest DirectX 12 Ultimate technologies into our engine. Real-time ray-traced shadows allow us to introduce additional shadow casting lights into the scene that provide much more immersion and detail into the world.
Over the next few weeks, developers of these incredible games will show never-before-seen gameplay with gorgeous graphics that use a combination of ray tracing and fidelity effects running on the Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards. Be sure to check out AMD.com starting tomorrow to see more. I'm happy to announce that the Radeon RX 6800 XT will be available on November 18th, starting at $649. But we are not done yet. Today, we are also announcing the Radeon RX 6800 with 60 compute units, a 1.815 gigahertz game clock with a boost clock of over 2.1 gigahertz. It will feature the same 128 megabytes of Infinity cache and be available with 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory with a board power of just 250 watts. The Radeon RX 6800 is a fantastic entry into 4K gaming, delivering more performance than the 2080 Ti, which was launched at $999. The 6800 delivers over 60 frames per second in all of these games, giving you the confidence you need to step into the 4K gaming experience. That same great performance extends to 1440p resolution, where the RX 6800 tears through the latest games, delivering about 18% more performance than the 2080 Ti on average. The Radeon RX 6800 will be available to gamers starting at a price of $579 on November 18th. Now, let's bring back Lisa to wrap things up.
Thanks, Scott and Laura. The AMD Radeon 6800 XT and 6800 deliver simply incredible 4K and 1440p gaming experiences. This is the power of RDNA 2. And once we add the smart access memory technology, gamers can even get higher frames per second when pairing Radeon 6000 GPUs with Ryzen 5000 series. Now, I saw online that some of you were wondering which Big Navi product we previewed during our Ryzen 5000 launch earlier this month. For the record, that was the 6800 XT. But you know, we always save the best for last, and I always get the most fun jobs. So today, that means I have one more GPU to show you. We didn't stop with the Radeon RX 6800 XT. We knew that the RDNA 2 architecture could give gamers even more. I'm so excited to share with you for the very first time the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT. Now, isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? And you'll see that it's actually relatively compact for all the performance that it delivers. It's actually the same size as our 6800 XT card. Our top-of-the-stack Radeon GPU is built for the ultimate in 4K gaming performance. The 6900 XT combines 80 compute units with a 2.25 gigahertz boost clock to deliver even more performance at the highest settings. With 16 gigabytes of graphics memory, the 6900 XT is ready for the most demanding next-gen games. And with the power efficiency of RDNA 2, we've been able to deliver all of this with a total board power of 300 watts. Now, Laura showed you that we achieved a 54% generational improvement in perf per watt with the 6800 XT. With the 6900 XT, we improved things even more, hitting 65% more performance per watt over first-gen RDNA. I'm so proud of our engineers who worked incredibly hard to optimize every aspect of RDNA 2 to achieve this performance. Now let's see how all of this translates to gaming performance. Running at 4K with the highest settings, the 6900 XT looks absolutely fantastic. It's extremely competitive across the board, consistently delivering high frame rates in your favorite games. Just take a look at the performance we see against the competition in Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, and Gears of War 5. All of this is at lower power with a smaller card form factor. Now, let's talk about price and availability. The AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT will be available on December 8th, starting at $999. You asked for AMD to bring the highest graphics performance to the gaming market, and we're doing just that. I hope you now feel that with the Ryzen 5000 series and the Radeon 6000 series, AMD is your best choice for your next generation PC gaming platform. Whether you want a game with ultimate performance and AAA titles at 4K resolution, or you're an esports fan who needs incredibly high frame rates and responsiveness, across the board, for every gamer, at every price, AMD has the CPU and GPU combination for you. So I hope you're as excited as we are. We can't wait to get these products in your hands. So look for the Ryzen 5000 series starting November 5th, the Radeon RX 6800 series starting November 18th, and the Radeon RX 6900 XT starting December 8th. To wrap up here, this has been quite a journey for us, and I'm incredibly proud of our CPU and GPU teams who have worked years for this moment. AMD is delivering the best to the industry. We want to thank all of you for your passion and enthusiasm and for always pushing us to be the best.
Yo, dude. That was crazy. All right, so I want to scroll back here a little bit. So,
Fantastic entry into 4K.
where was it at? I wanted the spec slide.
Be available
Yeah.
with 16 gigabytes.
Oh wait, so this is not it. What's the? Where's the 6900 XT one at?
$79.
Okay, let me get to it. Okay.
5 gigahertz boost.
So it's only got 16 gigabytes of memory. That's what I was kind of worried about, because when you compare it to like its competition's going to be the 3090, that thing's got 24 gigabytes. And it's like, you know, it's $500 more, but like, I don't know. I feel like they could have definitely blown it out of the water if they just would have put on a little bit more memory. Will they be stable though? I don't know. It kind of depends, man. I think that AMD could do really, really well with this launch if they just get their drivers right. Like, if they get their drivers right, this is going to be so good. Really what I'm hoping for is that this launch is going to basically make Nvidia go down and have to drop their prices. This is kind of my big thing. Yeah, then go get an open box then, dude. It's a good deal. All right, so what was the other one? I was really hoping that they're going to come out with the, what was the other one? It was the 5800 XT or 60, yeah. So this one is 600 and,
Resolution. Where the RX,
yeah, so 6800.
where the RX
So it's going to be beating the RTX 2070 or 3070 for about $80 more. And it's going to have double the RAM. And again, I don't know. I don't know if this is a great buy or... Yeah, because it's got... So all these cards have the same exact amount of video memory, which I kind of dislike. I wish that they would have... I mean, 16 gigs is a lot for this kind of tier card. For a $580 card, 16 gigs is a lot. But I definitely think that they could have gone with a little bit more on their higher end cards. I'm kind of hoping that the 6800 XT comes out here somewhat soon, but I don't think so. So, oh, and the other thing was how big this die is. Where is it at? Man, the scrubbing on live stream sucks. Yeah, dude, look at this die. That thing is gigantic. Oh my god. Depends on how many they have in stock. Still over 2.5K. Outstanding 3080s from an online shop. So that's my problem. Is that so the trend with having a larger die is that a lot of the times you're gonna have more defects in the manufacturing process because there's more areas where something can go wrong. So I definitely think that either it's gonna be very, very scarce, like these higher end cards you're not gonna be able to buy them, kind of like the Nvidia cards, just because of how large these dies are. Or they've been sitting back and then building up inventory for the past couple of months and kind of have gotten ready for this. But again, I don't think AMD is going to be releasing any partner cards anytime soon. Actually, what are the dates? What are the dates? She talked about them here at the end of the video. It was right after this. Okay, that was right before this, right? I hate how there's a black screen, man. All right, so that's December 8th for the highest end card. All right. So the 5000 series is available November 5th. The 6800 series is available. Okay. So that's the 18th, and then we've got the 6900 XT in December. Ah, man. Not as good as I was hoping. Not as good as I was hoping. I was really hoping that they're going to be launching all these cards this month. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the 6800 is definitely going to be in stock. I feel like the 6800 XT, not really going to be in stock. And then the 6900 XT, hopefully with a month of just producing as many wafers as they can, they'll have it in stock. But I don't know if the demand's going to be high enough for a card like that. All right, so would I prefer a 1660 Super or a 1660 Ti? They're just steps in performance. I mean, I'd prefer a 1660 Ti, but again, it just depends. 1660 Super is probably going to be like 5% worse, so it's not going to be that much of a difference. But the reason why I wanted you to go with the G228 was because the CPU is a lot more upgradable on it. You can go to the next generation of Intel series CPUs if you want to. Build quality is a lot better. It's by Micro Center, so they're going to basically have all the parts in store if anything goes wrong with it. If anything goes wrong with your HP system, they're going to have to order parts for it. So basically all the parts are going to be in store from Micro Center. That's the other reason why I thought it's a good idea. So if it were me, I'd go with it. So what's the verdict? Granted, they could be inflating their benchmarks. I don't know, man. It's a hard decision to make right now. It depends. I feel if you're just a gamer and you're just looking for the highest frame rates and you're not doing like ray tracing and stuff like that, because granted, Nvidia does have better ray tracing. That's not something that we're going to debate because they just do. If you're just a gamer who plays games like CSGO, Fortnite, and stuff like that competitively, then I think you might have made a bad decision because from what it looks like, AMD is going to have better performance just in raw rasterization for the price, right? So you're going to have more VRAM, you're going to have just better performance. Where Nvidia kind of has a leg up is feature set. So they've got DLSS, which is a huge thing. They've got NVIDIA Broadcast. So if you're a creative person, like if you like to sit down and make videos, then a 3080 might be a good buy for you. Again, I don't know. It's kind of a hard decision. We'll have to see what the actual benchmarks are before I can give you a solid answer. Because again, yeah, like you said, some of these benchmarks are going to be inflated. These are going to be best case scenarios for them and might be worst case scenarios for NVIDIA. Again, you don't know. But from what we've been seeing, they're basically on par with each other. Some games it's going to be doing better, some games it's going to be doing worse. So did they talk about ray tracing at all? So no, they did talk about it, that they have it. They didn't talk about the performance of it, and the reason for that is they're probably going to be having the ray tracing performance of Turing. Like from most of the leaks, the ray tracing performance is like a little bit better than it was of the RTX 20 series, but it doesn't really compare that well to the RTX 30 series. So that's really, they didn't really talk about it too much. So HP Omen Obelisk comes with a i5-9400F. Yeah, so that's the thing. i5-9400F is a good bit worse than the 10400F. The i5-9400F has worse clock speeds and it does not have hyperthreading, which is something that is pretty useful in most games and in creative workloads, whereas the 10400F does have higher clocks and more threads. So that's the CPU on the G228 is a good bit better. But yeah, man. I don't think that you made a bad decision. I mean, see, kind of what my approach is to buying a lot of these things is to never buy anything at launch, because then you're always going to run the risk of having the competition come out with something in a couple months. When you especially know that they're going to be coming out with something in a couple months, you always run that risk of basically just being obsolete. Sorry if you guys hear those beeps. That's from my headset. You gotta love Corsair stuff. Always make the most annoying things. Alright. So yeah, man. Hopefully it goes fine for you. Alright, so let's scrub through here a little bit more. So I thought that the feature set that they were talking about here was pretty cool. So rage mode is kind of just something that they've already had. It's just the auto overclocking. I guess it's just a one-click button. So I guess it's something kind of cool. I think the biggest thing within AMD right now is going to be able to make their drivers good enough on release where they have close to no problems. I mean, of course, I feel like some people should give them some wiggle room when it comes to having day one drivers. Just because, again, most people are going to have to... I don't think AMD can test every single scenario in that, like, the public can. So someone's going to find something wrong with the drivers. Just hopefully it's not as bad as it was with RDNA 1. So I want to step up from a 1066 gigabyte, 3080, or 3070. See, man, that's a hard one. It depends on what you want to do. If you're someone who likes to stream or likes to do like content creation, 3070 is a good choice. But again, I would wait. Like if you're gonna buy something now, or you're looking to buy something right now, I might recommend the 6800. Just because the 6800 looks like it has a good bit better performance than the 3070 for just like $80 more. And you've got a good bit more VRAM than what the 3070 is going to be giving you. So again, it just it's going to be something that we're going to have to look at later on. I kind of want to see if Nvidia is going to decrease prices here in a little bit just to be able to compete, because they do have half the VRAM that the 6800 has. And it does look like it has worse performance overall. But again, we're going to have to see. I can't call anything to be exact, but if it were me, I would upgrade. I'd upgrade the 6800. So again, it depends, man. It really does depend, because hardware is a really hard choice for a lot of people, because a lot of different people have different use cases. For me, it's kind of hard to go with AMD. Because I like to make videos and stuff like that, and the NVENC encoder is such a useful tool for me that it's kind of hard to go with AMD that doesn't have something on the level that the NVENC encoder has. So yeah, again, it's kind of hard for me to recommend, but in just raw performance, the 6800 is going to beat the 3070. How much was in the middle? How much was the middle card? So the middle card, so the 6800 XT is going for $650. So it's basically on par performance from the 3080, and just in terms of just raw rasterization, which is just no features, anything. It's just plain out compute and in performance. It's $650. All right. The lower tier, so the 6800, just the base model, is $500. And it's $580, and it beats out the 2080 Ti pretty well. So basically the 3070 is kind of on par with the 2080 Ti, and it loses in some cases. So that's kind of what I'm basing my performance on right now. And then of course the top tier card is $1,000. Yeah, so the 6800 XT, it's got 72 compute units, it's got 16 gigs of memory, and it's $650. And those are the clock speeds. I think the main thing that they got all their IPC increase from is just the huge amount of cache that they have on these cards. So that's the boost. And then the other thing, man, is really solidifying themselves. Having like an all AMD system is going to have some benefits, because I think that's really something that they can like work together with on themselves. Because there's not two companies that make as good of CPUs as they do and GPUs like them. Well, there's really no companies that do that. I mean, Intel's trying to get into the graphics card game, but it's not working out so well. So I mean, maybe the best gaming setup, if you're just looking for raw FPS, it might be an AMD system. That's kind of how it's looking right now. But I mean, DJ depression, man. If you're really concerned about your purchase, the 3080 came out about a month ago, a little bit less than a month ago. So if you bought yours somewhat recently, and you have an extra graphics card on hand, I mean, if you're really worried about it, you could return it. I mean, that's always an option because it's usually a month. They usually have a month return policy for most anybody who sell, like wherever you bought it from. They should have a 1 month return policy as long as it's in okay condition. You've got the original packaging. So I mean, that's an option if that's something that you want to look for. But yeah. All right, so is there anything else we need to look through here? That's kind of dumb. It's kind of talking about their ray tracing, but it's not really a huge deal. Game optimizations, games. All right, and this is their lower end card. Basically same specs, just cut down core.
With a boost clock of over 2.1.
And yeah, so these are the benchmarks. If any of you guys want to see that, these are the benchmarks of it compared to the 2080 Ti, which again, 2080 Ti slightly edges out the 3070. So again, there's that. It seems like the 1660 Ti only gets about 4 to 10 more FPS on most games in this. Yeah, so it's around 5%. 5 or less than 5%. So it's kind of in the margin of error. The really only difference that you're going to get with the 1660 Ti is better workstation performance, like if you're editing videos and stuff like that, just because it has more CUDA cores. But in just terms of just games, yeah. Will the AIB cards be released the same time or later? I have no idea. They didn't really talk about AIB cards, and I would honestly wait for AIB cards if you're someone who's looking to buy one of these. Just because reference cards have never been the best thing that AMD's been going with, and I personally don't like the look of their reference cards. I think they went really flashy this year with it. Let's see, let's pull it up. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I think it's gonna cool it fine. I mean, it's a triple fan config. I don't know. I would probably say I'd wait for them because AIB cards are usually better. Yeah, the red was a really bad choice on their end. I think they would have been fine with just black and silver. Yeah, they would have been fine with black and silver. I don't know why they had to go with red highlights because it's not like the only. So they've got a red logo, which I kind of understand. They've always had red light up logos, which you can disconnect if you really dislike red. But the stupid thing that they added is like a little plastic red like line around this side of the card, and it looks super dumb. I don't know why they put that on there. But yeah, I mean, if you're really looking for, or I mean, you can water cool it. Yeah, ring. I mean, it kind of reminds me of EVGA stuff from the 30 series cards. So here, let me pull up a picture of them. RTX 3080. All right. Cause this stupid, yeah. Look at this. Like, why is that there? I don't understand why this little line right. Oh, you guys can't see my mouse, but I'm pointing to this little red line right here overside. Why did that need to be added? Like, that's just extra plastic, and it makes it not go. And it's also on the other side. It's on the other side here. I don't understand why they needed that. Like, companies just add on like these stupid little design decisions that they think makes it look better for like gamers and stuff like that. But I'm like, I feel like most people just want to go with subtlety. Like, they don't want it to be clashing with like other parts of the case. Like, I understand the RGB strip. That's fine. But I just don't understand, like, what was going through the people's heads that were designing this system. And we're like, yes, let's put a little piece of red plastic along both sides of the cards. You can't even see it from here, but you definitely can't see it on the other side of the shroud. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And I don't understand why companies do it. Like, people think gamers go for the gamer aesthetic. I don't. Like, I'll get a couple of light up fans, but then I want everything else to be just clean and brushed aluminum. Like, it looks so good when it's like that. but I don't understand. I honestly don't. I think laptops are going that direction. Like, if you look at anything like the Razer Blade Stealth, like, it's a gamer laptop, but it looks just like a normal Ultrabook because people don't want something that stands out in the crowd. They want it to look nice, thin, and sleek. They don't want it to be, like, crazy light up. They don't want it to do that kind of crap. So, yeah. Yeah, diffuse the LEDs. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing that they've been doing with design. I understand it's branding. It's part of their shtick. They're the red team, so yeah. I mean, other than that, I think that the release was pretty cool. I think the prices are definitely going to change kind of the market of what Nvidia is going to be offering, but I don't think that they offered anything revolutionary. I think that if you've been keeping with leaks, it's been pretty much what people have been expecting. So that's pretty much kind of what this whole thing's been talking about. I mean, it's going to beat Nvidia and basically just regular performance, but again, Nvidia is always going to have something up their sleeves. They're not going to remain uncompetitive just because they're Nvidia and they need to sell stuff. Same thing with AMD. I'm just hoping that there's going to be a price battle like there was with RDNA 1, where Nvidia had to release the super lineup and AMD had to drop their prices by $50. Definitely think that was a great move on both companies' parts. It helped us out as consumers. So yeah. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to leave them down in chat. We'll go through them. But I really don't think that there's a whole lot of more stuff to kind of dig through here on these GPUs. It seems pretty cut and dry. So yeah. And as well, I pinned the comment up top. If you guys have any questions that I do not answer in this live stream, please just join the channel Discord. You can tag me or tag some of the helpers or the mods, and I can sit down and talk about it. My mods probably don't know a whole lot about just like hardware and stuff like this like I do. So if you just want to tag me about asking about like graphics cards and stuff like that, I can probably answer your questions. But somebody else might have opinions on it. But if nobody else has got other questions, guys, I'll probably be ending the stream there. Hope you guys had a fun time. If you guys want to subscribe, or if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Again, we're trying to grow the channel as much as possible, and we'll be doing more of these live streams when more parts come out, when embargoes lift and stuff like that, and we'll be talking about different stuff. I should have a video that I'm gonna upload today talking about like comparing all the current cards that are out and what you should buy depending on your circumstance. So if you guys want to subscribe for that, should be a fairly quick video. I'm not going to be talking about a whole lot there. But yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you guys later.
to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. When you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. Get the